Write a program to demonstrate single inheritance. So let us try to implement single inheritance as shown in this diagram. Class car inherits vehicle. We will implement all these features in our program. Car extends vehicle. We have a class vehicle. Vehicle has these instance variables: registration number, brand, type, number of wheels, number of seats. It has a default constructor. It has a parameterized constructor that takes 3 parameters of type int, string and string. We have one more parameterized constructor that takes 2 parameters int, int. Then we have toString method. We have start method, stop method, drive method and honk method. We have a subclass car extends vehicle. Car has 2 instance variables AC and seat belt. We have defined default constructor, parameterized constructor, toString method and reverse method. We have a class vehicle demo that has main method. Execution starts from yo. So the first statement is an object creation. We are creating object of class vehicle, vehicle v equal to new vehicle, and we are passing 3 parameters of type int, string and string. Now there are so many things happening in this one statement. Please pay attention. As soon as the object is created, reference variable v is created on the stack memory area and object is created on the heap memory area. All the instance variables defined inside the vehicle class will be allocated memory inside the object. So instance variable registration number, brand, type, number of wheels and number of seats has reserved space inside the object. As soon as the object is created, call to the constructor is given implicitly. We have 2 constructors. Constructor that has matching number of parameters and data type will be invoked. We are passing arguments of type integer, string and string. So control of the program will go to the matching constructor, and memory allocation for the local variables Rn, T and B belonging to this parameterized constructor happens on the stack, and arguments passed will be stored in here. The first argument 4444 is stored in the local variable Rn. The second argument car will be stored in the local variable T, and the third argument BMW will be stored in the local variable B. After the memory allocation, control will come inside the parameterized constructor, and the instance variable this dot registration number will be assigned value stored in the local variable Rn, that is 4444. So over here instance variable registration number will have value 4444. Next statement is this dot type equal to T, that is value of T is car. So instance variable type will have value car. And the next statement is this dot brand equal to B. So the value inside variable B is BMW. So instance variable brand will have value BMW. So after the value is assigned to the instance variables, control will go back and memory from the stack will be released. Next statement is system.out.println, and we are printing object v. So as soon as you print the object, call to the toString method is given automatically, and control of execution will go to toString method. So from here control goes to toString method. Now what code are we writing? We are returning string. We are returning registration number colon plus, this is the instance variable registration number. It will retrieve the value 4444. Then \n denotes a new line on the console. Type colon, this is a string. This is instance variable type. It will retrieve value car. \n denotes the new line. String band colon will be written as it is, and this is instance variable brand. It will retrieve value BMW. So this whole string will be written back to the println method and it will be printed to the console. So over here your output looks like this. Now the next statement is v.drive. Drive is a non-static method. We need to call it using an object. We are calling it using object v. v.drive gives a call to drive method, and control of the program will go to the definition of drive method. Code inside drive method will execute, that is system.out.println, and it will print drive mode to the console. So drive mode will be printed to the console. After execution of the method, control will go back. Now the next statement executed is car C equal to new car, and we are passing 3 parameters. So again, this is an object creation. Reference variable C will be created on the stack and object will be created on the heap. Now look at the memory allocation of the instance variables. When the object is created, it allocates memory for the instance variables. So in the class car, we have two instance variables AC and seatbelt. Hence, AC and seatbelt will be allocated memory inside the car object C. But memory is also allocated for the instance variables that is inherited from its superclass. So when car extends vehicle, it inherits all the features of vehicle. So all these instance variables, registration number, brand, type, number of wheels, number of seats, which are coming from vehicle class, will be allocated memory inside the car object. So this was about memory allocation for the instance variables. As soon as the object is created, an implicit call goes to the parameterized constructor. So from here, control of program will go to the parameterized constructor of class car, and memory for the local variables belonging to this constructor is allocated. So we have three local variables: AC that will accept first argument, then SB will accept second argument passed through the object, and NOS will accept the third argument. So inside the stack memory area, we have memory reserved for these local variables and the argument passed are stored in here. Now after the memory is allocated for the local variables of the constructor, control of the program goes inside. Here is the very important point to remember. Pay attention very carefully. Whenever you create an object and call to the constructor is given implicitly, when control of the execution comes inside the constructor, the very first thing happens is call to the superclass constructor is given automatically. I repeat, the first statement inside a constructor is always a call to the superclass constructor. Here, you don't see any explicit code written that gives a call to the superclass constructor. But during compilation of your source file, compiler includes the code super parenthesis semicolon. This is actually a call to the superclass constructor, and that is why control of the execution goes to the superclass default constructor. If you want parameterized constructor, you need to explicitly write the code. Now we have separate video on super keyword. In that I will be showing how to give a call to superclass constructor explicitly. For time being, you need to understand whenever control of the program comes inside the constructor, there is always a first statement written by the compiler that gives call to the superclass constructor. So now which is the superclass of class car? It's vehicle. Vehicle is the superclass of class car. Hence, control of the program will go to the default constructor of class vehicle. So from here, before executing these statements, the first statement is call to the superclass constructor. Hence, control of the program will go to the default constructor of superclass, that is vehicle class. Again, a very important point to remember, even over here, compiler includes call to the superclass constructor. So even over here, this code will be included by the compiler during the compilation. But vehicle class does not extend any class. So where does the call goes? Well, you might be knowing about object class. Object class is the cosmic superclass of all Java classes. So from here, control of the execution goes to the constructor of object class, but there is no println statement invoked in the code of default constructor of object class. Hence, it is not seen in the output. Nothing is printed to the console. The call goes and comes back to the vehicle class constructor and the next statement is executed. So what code are we writing? System.out.println \n denotes a new line. Vehicle class default constructor invoked. So on the console, there is a new line and this statement is printed. Vehicle class default constructor invoked. After the execution of vehicle class constructor, control of the program comes back to the car class constructor and the next statement is executed. This.ac equal to AC. So instance variable AC equal to local variable AC. The value of local variable AC is yes. Car has AC. Hence inside the instance variable value yes is stored. Now the next statement is this.seatbelt equal to SB. Value of SB is yes. Car has seatbelt. So the instance variable seatbelt has value yes. Now the next statement is this dot number of seats equal to NOS. Now if you see, in the class car, we haven't declared instance variable number of seats. But this instance variable is inherited from the superclass. That is, it is inherited from the vehicle class. Hence, we don't have to declare it. We can just use it and assign the value. So the value for NOS is 4. Hence, instance variable number of seats will have value 4. So after the execution of parameterized constructor is done, control goes back and the memory from the stack is released. Now the next statement is C dot number of wheels equal to 4. So we are invoking number of wheels, the instance variable number of wheels on object C. Again, number of wheels is not declared in class car. It is inherited from vehicle class. And you inherit all the features of superclass. Hence, you can invoke it using the subclass car. So here I have directly assigned the value 4. Hence, instance variable number of wheels will have value 4. Next statement is system.out.println. We are printing number of wheels. C dot number of wheels. Instance variable number of wheels is invoked on object C. So the value is retrieved. This is my object C. We are invoking the instance variable number of wheels on object C. Hence this value 4 is retrieved. And println method will print it to the console. So your output looks like this, number of wheels 4. Now the next statement is system.out.println. We are printing object C. Now as soon as you print the object, what happens? An implicit call is given to toString method. So from here, control of program goes to toString method. And we are returning the string AC. Instance variable AC will retrieve its value. Then \n adds a new line. Seatbelt is a string. Instance variable seatbelt retrieves its value. Again \n number of seats colon is a string. And instance variable number of seats will retrieve its value, that is 4. All this string is written back to the println method. And println method will print it to the console. AC yes, seatbelt yes, number of seats 4. Now the next statement is c.stop. Again, stop is a method belonging to the vehicle class, but you can invoke the method on the subclass object. Control of the program will go to the stop method and the code inside stop method will execute system.out.println stop mode. So stop mode is printed to the console. Control will come back and program terminates. Now over here, we have not assigned value to all the instance variables. Now this depends upon the requirement of your program. If you try to print the instance variables to which you have not assigned the value, instance variables of type string will print null and instance variables of type int will print 0. So this was about single inheritance.